Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sister Elle here with the Sun in Virgo reading. Hooray! Happy birthday, Virgonians, and that includes Michael Jackson. We all remember him at this time with his great precision in dance and techniques. And so Virgos can be seen as very detail-oriented and are ruled by Mercury. Mercury's just gone direct, eh? One of them's gone direct, and Saturn's not too far behind, hopefully. Okay, so what does Sun in Virgo represent? I'm going to read from my time passages. The Sun is the most visible and important planet of astrology at the level of physical life and symbolically represents ego and will. The Sun spends about 30 days in each sign, so the cycle of the 12 signs defines our 1 year. With Sun in Virgo, and especially in the beginning of this period, the harvest with its symbolism of organization and service becomes the norm for everyone's behavior. Along with nature herself, we are starting to pull back from the plenitude of the growing seasons, cataloguing and storing up our nuts for the winter. We are moving into a more collective mode and more quieter and more serious, as befits a more sober weather outlook. Because now we're coming to the end of summer now, getting ready for the autumn to be coming in, reaping what we've sown, what we've planted, and I have 1 or 2 flowers that have grown, and I'm reaping that right now, seeing the beauty of them. So with the retrogrades, obviously we've been going back and thinking again in many areas of our lives. With Saturn, we'll be looking at the structure of our life, how we run our life, how it needs to change, and what we could do better. So the planets have their own indication of what represents within our bodily function and within how we live daily also. So right now, I was watching some videos, and I was looking at a woman called, oh, what's her name again? Oh my gosh. Okay, it's going to come to me. Oh, Pam Gregory. Pam Gregory, she's excellent, and she speaks about you don't really believe in astrology. And so I was listening to one of her videos, and she was talking about Mars being close to the Earth. And we know that Mars hasn't been close to the Earth for about 6,000 years. However, there was a brief period when he was close to the Earth in 2003. And she was also saying there was a period between the eclipses are exactly the same of the degrees of what we had this year as 19 years ago. So see where you were 19 years ago and where your spirituality was at, if there was any at all. So I was thinking 19 years ago, she's very precise as well. For I remember something from 12 years ago, I remember something from 17 years ago. And then it dropped, and as I was tidying up and redoing, I found my dissertation. So I'll just give you a quick spec of the date there. Oops, sorry, you see there. So it was submitted in 1999, 15th of the 11th, 15th of November 1999. And it was called Discuss the Socio-Cultural Factors which may lead psychosis to be seen as either madness or badness. So I was looking at how mental health was structured in different societies and how it was worked upon. And this was the picture that I'd put on the front. This picture is taken from Anthony Browder's book. I'll give you the title in a second. Oh, sorry, not Anthony Browder, Richard King. Mercury's coming forward, but I'm still a little bit behind. Sorry, Richard King's book it was. Okay, so let me give you the name of that. Where's my googs? I think I might need them right about this second. So how's it been? How's it been? How's it been? Okay, and where is that book? Okay, Richard King, MD, African Origin of Biological Psychiatry, 1999, and it's by Seymour Smith. They were the producers at that time. 1990. So that's Richard King's book, African Origin of Biological Psychiatry, 1990. And the Anthony Browder book is the 1997 Survival Strategies for Africans in America, 13 Steps to Freedom. And his was written by the Institute of Karmic Guidance. So I thought, oh, so how is this coming into my vision now? And I suppose it's with seeing how we could emerge, the emergence of astrology, or looking at how our planets are placed within our personal charts and how it would help us decipher our own selves, and which aspects of ourselves will be able to balance out and meet together. So at the front of the book here, so it says, many Africans believe that the concept of the underworld, or meta, everything there in the underworld, was painted black. The modern name for the underworld is the unconscious mind. The pineal gland, through its hormone, serotonin or melatonin, is a key to the mysterious, is a key to the unconscious, and then it has the different writers there. It says, it unlocks the unconscious mind and makes it accessible to the aspirant, which is us, who were aspiring. Euracus, the pineal gland, enables one to utilize the eye of Horus to envision the unconscious, thereby greatly expanding one's comprehension or level of consciousness. So it's good to dig into our underworld, which is what Pluto, I've done a video on Pluto, also on my other channel, The Academic Gem, but Pluto is looking into the depths of ourselves, and so at times, with it being retrograde, we're going to be doing that. So we're going to be going back and looking at what we've done previously. How has this affected us? And in this essay, I was literally saying that we need to bring spirituality into the picture with mental health, or when we're working in those areas of development. So I thought to myself, okay, well, that was interesting. Bringing astrology in could be another way of how we can counsel and view each other's differences and things that may be holding us back, things that we may have squares with in our charts, etc. And then I was out thinking, okay, so how is this to do with today? Because I've started to draw cards, read angel cards, answers, and had a look at the tarot cards also. And so I was led to this shop, and there were these cards there, and they are a beautiful set of Egyptian tarot. Beautiful, amazing. And so I drew some cards for today, because I thought, well, I do cards, so how about that? Isn't that amazing? And the first card that I drew was Judgment, weighing up what we're doing in Virgo season. Seeing our things come into fruition, what we've planted, and getting a fair judgment on that. Amazing cards, aren't they beautiful? So amazing. Actually, I'll actually read it from here. And it says here, renewal, a moment in which everything will change, and which everything will no longer be important. Examinations of one's conscience, the crucial moment, the arrival point, change in priorities, the consequences of one's actions. It's beautiful. And then after that we had the Four of Wands. Wands is like our fire energy, our inspiration. And the Four of Wands is the glory of Khepri, illumination and intuition. It's a time where we can be using that, tapping into ourselves. And this learning sun, Virgos love to learn. That's right, you're ruled by Mercury, very quick learning sign. And then we had the Eight of Chalices, or the Eight of Cups as some may call it, and it's called the Papyrus Shoot. Arrested ripening, illusions, fantasies, improbability. So maybe we need to have a look at what we want to flower, of what we want to harvest, and what we want to leave behind, and make a balance there with the 8 sign of infinity at the top there. Okay, and then we had the Chariot after that, speeding us along. Do we know which direction we're going in? Is our heart and mind going in the same direction? Yeah, let's have a look at that, shall we? So it was really exciting going out and finding these cards, which they just literally jumped off the shelf and into my hand. I was like, wow, how amazing. The Chariot victory. By breaking down obstacles, we will defeat the enemies and face the future armed with daring, triumph, success, honor, violence and ambition. We have to go forth sometimes, and there has to be some aggression in our movements in order to speed us along. And then the next card is Temperance. We need to balance also that, isn't that right? And see where we can even things out in our life. Let's see what it says for this, for tempering our thoughts. And it says, water dripping drop by drop erodes even the hardest stone. Moderation, peace, patience, care, and adaptability. So adapting to new situations, adapting to what we want to see, putting our effort, and tempering ourselves toward where we need to go. And when we do that, we will have the Queen of Chalices bringing us much nourishment. And it's called the Lady of Life card. Foresight, sensitivity, wisdom, and hospitality. All these things we will be embracing at this time of learning as people go back to school, back on their missions, and holiday season starts to end. So we'll see quickly where all the signs will be for this moon in Virgo. Just get my little book out, and I thought I would use the Fairy Messages Oracle cards. Just 1 second. Thank you. Oh, okay. Need to look after ourselves and our health, indeed, especially as we are in the 6th house on the wheel. Did I show you the wheel already? I'll just show you it again, shall I? Okay, let's see. Yeah, so we've got Virgo here, mutable earth sign. So we'll see where the 6th house for you, who rules that in your chart, and get an idea of what will be going through your chart. Okay, so Virgo, you have the 1st house of the sun shining on you. So you have illumination in all areas, in your outward appearance, how you're feeling also. The sun and the moon will be together at the time. Oh, sorry. I'm still in the new moon episode. Okay, so what we're looking at Virgo sun. Okay, here we go. And it says, you've got the power. Indeed you have. Let's get me googs on. So the sun will be illuminating your personality. You'll be out there shining, Virgos. Use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. So anything that you might be changing in your 1st house, because this is about ourselves, our personal selves, our personal outlook, what we're thinking about, what we need to strive forward, what we might need to learn about ourselves. And I'm sure you'll have a fine time, and you've definitely got the power. That's right. So Leo, you have the 2nd house of the sun. You'll be looking at your personal finances, your wealth, and the Virgo sun will give you much time to detail the things that you need to be looking at in that area. And you have affirmations to lift up your thoughts and energy, and to attract what you desire. Use positive affirmations. So there we go. Leo, you've come out of your 1st house now. You're now looking at your value of yourself, how you value yourself, what you use to measure to value yourself. You need to say some affirmations and keep that physical strong there in the 2nd house of Taurus. That's for you, Leo. Cancer, you have the sun shining in your 3rd house of communication and short distance travel, maybe neighbours. You'll have some new neighbours. And the card we have for you, Cancer, in this 3rd house, illumination, Virgo sun. Let's see what we have for Cancer. Thank you. Oh, we have marriage, the fairies join you in celebrating wedding bliss. Excellent. So somebody around you may be getting married, one of your neighbors, maybe yourself. Yes, that's right. It could be a marriage in communications. And hope you have a fine time with that there, Cancer, in your 3rd house. Gemini, you have the 4th house of Virgo Sun. 4th house will be looking at our home. We may be changing things around in our home. And what else? We may be changing things around with our body, because the 4th house also rules our body. And what does it say? Practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. Indeed, you can there, Gemini, as you whistle while you work and you practice whichever skill you want to be illuminated in your 4th house there. Okay, so Taurus, 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 we have the 5th house of children and fun. What else does it rule? And hobbies, I would say. Things that you like doing, that you like to spend your leisure time doing. So that would be for you, Taurus, there in the 5th house. And let's see what the Virgo Sun will bring for you. Okay, well, that thing flying out, and it says, your desire is within reach. Have faith, as everything is working in your favor. Thank you very much. And that's for you, Taurians, there in the 5th house. So have some joy and pleasure there. That's right, Aries, for you we have the 6th house. The 6th house is our health and balancing out ideas also. So you may be looking into details of your health and well-being and balancing them out. And in the winter time, the answers to what you are asking for will fully materialize in the winter months. So that's for you there, Aries, in the 6th house. Good to start new health regimes in the 6th house also. So for Pisces, you have the 7th house of one-to-one relationships, relationships in general, how we get on with people. And so the Virgo moon will be putting some details, giving you more details of better ways how to analyze and make things come forth. And you have summer. Everything you're asking for becomes yours in the summertime, or we are coming to the end of summer. However, we are still in there. And Pisces, you will be having your full moon in a few days on the 26th. So lots of culminations will probably be coming there right then at the end of summertime. How amazing for you. So you enjoy that, Pisces, in your 7th house. And now we have right, who else do we have? Okay, yes, Pisces. Right, okay. Who has the 8th house? Scorpio has the 8th house. Yeah, that can't be right. Aquarius, you have the 8th house, and it says flower power. So in the 8th house, it'll be shining on your resources, other people's resources, how you make money. There's some flower power in there somewhere. It says spend time with flowers and flower fragrances. Let me see, to promote personal healing power. There you go there. Aquarius in your 8th house. Of balance and putting detail into business propositions, I would say, also for you, Aquarius. So in the 9th house now we have Capricorn. Capricorn, the 9th house, is looking at education, how we might want to be looking at education, and it's a good time to be starting that because everyone's going back to school. So you might want to be looking at higher education and what you might want to study. And it's, oh, look at that. And there you go, Capricorn says, do some research. It says you need more information about this situation. Look into it further before committing. So that's for you there, Capricorn in the 9th house. Okay. Sagittarius, you will have the 10th house of 10th house, let's see, 10th house of your own authority. So the light of Virgo's sun will be shining on the 10th house of your authority and how you take authority matters into hand. And it will be showing you this in great detail. And 2 cards came out for you, and it says Sun. Your sun is watched over and protected as he explores his world. And spiritual teacher, your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. So there you go, Sagittarius, there in your 10th house, taking authority into your hands and into the hands of your family. Okay, Scorpio, you have the 11th house. The sun is shining on you. Oops, okay, the card for you is dietary change. Oh, this is a good time to do it in Virgo. Improve your diet and your life will improve. And also new career dropped out. And it says your work focus is shifting in a positive, new and successful direction. So that's for you there, Scorpio, in the 11th house. There we go. And Libra, you have the last house, the 12th house, before the sun comes into your sign next month. So here we go, Libra, for you and the 12th house. The 12th house is dreams and inspiration, and also the house of losses, anything that you want to let go of, anything that's not serving you. This is a good way to look at details of how you can do that. So that's for you there, Libra. Yes. Okay, and the card for you dropped out, says debt paid off. Okay, let's have a look. I need a bit of Googs here. It says the old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. There you go, Libra. A beautiful way to relax there in the 12th house. See your dreams and your desires coming through. I hope you have a great time with that. And let's see what the card for all of us will be for this beautiful harvesting Virgo sun time. That's right, we just look after ourselves best we can. Best we can. In the 6th house, and it says children. Your connection with your children is part of your life's purpose. So for those of us who have children, those of us who have spiritual children, this is the time for children also, isn't it? Everyone's going back to school. Couldn't have planned it better, or planted it better. So we'll see the children's vibration will give us a lot of energy this month as we step into the learning sign of Virgo. Okay, peeps, thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope it wasn't too muffledy. Getting back to myself and working with the planets as we all are. No one is exempt. Okay, well, you all stay safe and happy learning. And I'll see you for the full moon in Pisces in a few days. Okay, you take care.